So once you go to the Shopify App Store and you type in DelayRadar, you can, and this will pop up, and you can see all the accesses the DelayRadar needs, the customer data, the store data, and so on and so forth. All you do is click install. It installs in less than a minute, and then you get an interface like this for DelayRadar. So you can see I have in the store 12 tracked shipments. So it tracks all your shipments that you've shipped out. There's 7 exceptions and 0 messages sent to the carriers. And it shows me that there's 5 high risk shipments and 1 pickup issue. So as I scroll down, you can see there's this is the overview or the dashboard kind of. So you can see that you have a setup checklist. Run your first fulfillment sync. So queue fulfillment sync. Fulfillment sync queued. That will then populate all of this here, all of this right here with all your shipments and everything. And then you need to create EasyPost trackers. This uses EasyPost. So as you scroll down, this is the shipment monitor. It'll show you all your orders, the 12 orders that I just showed you at the top. And it'll give you the status of them, in transit, exception. It says return to sender. There's an exception here. And it gives you the carrier to is USPS. And the risk is set to 78, which is pretty high. So that means since it's being returned to sender, it's a high risk shipment. So as you scroll down more, you can even go to the exceptions inbox, which shows all the high risk shipments out of the 12 shipments. So it says 7 active out of the 12 are high risk with a risk of 99. So it says lost in transit, address issue, failed to delivery, available for pickup, return to sender, and delayed. And then it gives you the carrier with the tracking number. So now we can toggle through the rest of it. First we'll go to settings, which is probably where you want to set up everything first. So in settings, again, it shows you your system health. It says 12 shipments. Since EasyPost hasn't been hooked up yet, there's no webhooks yet connected. And your backlog, it'll show you a backlog of 29, which is how much is being backlogged. And on the right here is the recent activity. So it'll show you order number 1024 still in transit, on schedule. So that one's green, so it's good to go 2 days ago. But then you have another order 1040, which says undeliverable as addressed, return to sender, initiated, because the address was incorrect. So, and then so on and so forth. The yellow ones show you that it's available for pickup at UPS, so it's not such a high risk. But the red ones are lost in transit, so they're high risk, or action required. So delivery attempted, but no access to delivery location. So that's one thing in the settings. It also shows you there. So when you want to get notified, so you get notification settings sent to your Shopify store. You can toggle on what settings you want sent. Delayed shipments if you want that sent. Address issues if you want that sent. Failed delivery if you want that sent. And then you save notification rules after that, whatever you want here. And then you go down, and then business impact is the priority rules. So any order above or like once orders reach above $150, get a higher internal priority score. So you can set the threshold for where you want it to be at. If it's $200 or it's $50 that's lost, you can set that threshold and it will give it a tag as very important, or whatever tag you want to tag it as. For example, people like put very important or so on and so forth. To be able to make it say lost in transit, you can set the duration. Usually it's 7 days you give it, and then after 7 days, if it hasn't been delivered, it'll say lost in transit 168, and then after that you can save priority rules. Now also Slack, there's Slack integration into this, so you can integrate you put in your Slack webhook and then save Slack settings, and then send Slack test. And if you go to your Slack up here, you can see that DelayRadar just sent high risk exception alerts and daily digest. It just sent all the risks to my Slack, so the team knows exactly what orders are high risk and which ones are just sends the high risk ones. So back to Shopify. You can also set your Slack settings too, so you can send you can it'll automatically, once you have your webhook in here, it'll automatically send to your Slack, so your whole team sees what is going on every 9 hours, or you can set it to 5 hours, whatever you want, or you can set it for 24 hours every day. So it sends it once a day, depending on your store and your risk. And you can also save settings here for if you want to send only address issues, return to sender issues, so on and so forth, and then save Slack settings. Now let's go to reports. You can see here, this will give you a report of pretty much all your orders, like from the carriers. So 4 shipments from the carriers have high risk. The average risk is 48. From UPS, USPS gives you 42, and FedEx is 35. And the top issues were for these carriers were address issue, failed to delivery, lost in transit, and this gives you kind of just like a report. And then the exceptions inbox, you can toggle through here and you'll see all of your delivery, all of your high risk delivery. So the ones that were lost in transit, the ones that address issues, and it also shows you again your the carrier tracking number and the risk, and then it'll show you which one is the high. It'll put the highest risk to the top, and it actually orders it by the order number and the lowest risk here. So you can also filter this by either carrier if you'd like. So if you have more than 12 shipments, you can do FedEx, for instance, and you'll only see the FedEx shipments. You can toggle it by exceptions, which is an address issue, for instance, and this one has address issue order 1038. And then you can also do all states open, snoozed, resolved, and you can do less than 24 hours, 1 to 3 days, 3 days plus that have been lost in transit so far, or have issues in the shipment issues. But for now we'll do any time, so I can show you most of the the actions. So over here on the right side, we're looking at shipment 1035, which is the most risk, which has the highest risk. So what you can do is you can mark review, assign to whichever team member you want to. You can toggle for tomorrow 9 a.m. and it's gonna snooze until tomorrow at 9 a.m. and then it mark reviewed, and then after you resolve the issue with the carrier, you can either resolve it, click resolve, and it goes away, or you can reopen it again if it didn't get resolved and go back and do the same thing again. It gives you recommended next steps on what to do for this. It says recommend resend for VIP/high value order because it's a high value order. Shipment classified as lost or no movement. So you probably would want to resend it since it's lost in transit, and this saves you from having any customer issues or any tickets, and tries to reduce the amount of customer tickets for you. So you can accept recommendation or override to wait. So accept recommendation and resend the package. And then you can manually send customer an update. Delayed. So this one was delayed shipment. Send to whoever the customer is. They'll have their email here, and then you click send email, and after that they'll be notified and they'll be resent another package. So over here in templates, you can go to templates, and this is where you can kind of just so the customer messaging templates, you can, for delayed shipments, you can change it as you need it or order it as you need it. And the subject, you can change it as you need it for whatever you need, address issues, and so on and so forth, and save the template. And so when you go back to exceptions inbox and you find a delayed shipment or something like address issue, and you send the customer a notification email, it'll send it using that template.